mean, I think that, I've had a pretty good career. I've had a lot of fun. I've been to a lot of places. I've done a lot of work. I work for the biggest publications in the world. But no, I'm not nearly done. If I was nearly done, I wouldn't be talking to you. I'd be out floating on a boat somewhere. You know, I've been working since 7 this morning. Laura and I we've got I don't know, half a dozen projects that we're working on right now, and we're constantly in motion. You know, I mean, I'm driven by this. I love what our jobs are. I love the things we get to see. You know, I mean, in the next month, I expect to be in any number of different places. I'm guessing I'll be in at least, in the next 30 days, I would expect to be in 8 or 10 different states, working on different kinds of assignments, maybe a couple foreign countries. I mean, I think I've been out of the country this year. I don't even know. I mean, I know I've been to Norway twice. I've been to Sweden, Finland, Estonia. Went to Greenland. We've been to England a couple times. Been to Mexico a couple times. Panama. I know I'm forgetting places. I know later this year we'll be in Italy. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Italy. We may be in Australia. We could be back in Asia. That's this calendar year. So, you know, I have a big interest in sharing what I see and sharing my vision, sharing the stories, sharing the things I work on, and it's fun. I mean, there's a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of hard work. The number of hours I put in on a daily basis you would find probably frightening. But you know, being from Nebraska.
We can relate.
What's a typical day like for you?
Well, there isn't any such thing as a typical day. The only thing I have in common is that I guarantee I'm going to spend at least an hour of it studying in some fashion. I'm going to read. Mostly the studying I do is reading, but sometimes it's listening. I spend a lot of time online reviewing contemporary events. I spend a lot of time working on just trying to stay abreast of the developments technologically in the world of cameras and computers. Every day there's something new happening and I need to know what's going on. I don't always need to use that information specifically, but having it allows me to change the way I work and to do different things. You know, if I get a chance to make a picture a different way, I might. Then, you know, I might not. You know, I don't want to let the medium overtake the message, but if I can possibly enhance what I'm doing, I'm going to. I mean, I've been on Skype or email all morning long with some systems guys because we're changing our RAID setup and we're trying to figure out how that's going to work, and we're trying to figure out a way to do some compression of data in a different way so that we can deliver iBooks to a continent in a fashion they've never been able to get them before, and we need to, because South America is the continent I'm talking about, and a lot of the phone connections are slower there. So trying to be able to put our stories into a fashion where that we can stream them so they can read them down on, you know, they can download them and look at it. That's a whole other thing I need to do. You need to write to me and point out. Sorry, I just thought maybe think of something I need to tell Laura. She's looking at me going like this, pointing, you know, get back to students, work. Okay. Sorry. Next.
Any?
What did you have to go? Did you have to go to college for to get a degree, or you just take photos and once people realize you're good, they hire you?
I suppose you could go that way. I have a few degrees, but you don't necessarily have to have one. I think for me, formal education is very important. I believe that there's a lot to be learned, not only academically, but socially in college. And when I say socially, I don't necessarily mean, you know, like a fraternity or sorority party. I'm talking about more about being able to behave as part of the community. I don't think that even for a brief period of formal matriculation, the educational process can be the sole educational influence in your life. So you'll have to deal with peers, community, places you're at. For example, one of the schools I went to is the University of Mississippi, where I went to law school. It's in Oxford, Mississippi. It's home to William Faulkner. Now, how many of you have read Faulkner?
Me.
Me.
None of them.
Well, you know, Faulkner is one of the greatest English language authors of all time, and he lived and wrote about the town of Oxford, basically. He called it something else. He gave it a fictional name, but that's what he did. And so for me, it was interesting to get a chance to live in the Old South for that time period, and it helped shape and form a lot of my worldview and opinion. So I think that, you know, normally I would take offense to hearing somebody say, just take pictures. I would challenge whoever it was that said, just take pictures, to actually make a photograph that was worth being looked at by millions of people, or even 5. Taking photographs in an accurate, forthright, and full way is a heavy responsibility and job.
So, would you say that to become a photojournalist, is part of it just having it in you and being an artist, and part of it knowing the technical part and learning that? Or can a person who's not a great photographer to begin with, or maybe not the greatest eye, become good at it over time?
Well, I mean, I think that you should be evolving constantly. I think probably the hardest thing to do as a photographer or any kind of an artist is to be able to learn how to accurately assess your own work. If you're too hard on yourself, you'll stifle your growth. If you're too easy on yourself, then you won't grow enough. I mean, you know, I think that when I get online late at night and I'm on my Facebook page, I see some of the world's greatest photographers who are my friends, and they're online too, and they're working. And the reason they're online is because they're keeping, you know, they're in far-flung corners of the world. It's a rare day when I don't hear from people on at least 2 or 3 different continents. And it's because we're all interested in passions and drives and vocation and avocation. And so, you know, I mean, there are people that are naturally talented that can catch things faster than others. That's the case in every discipline, everything in life. But I think that you have to continually educate yourself and evolve, otherwise you'll be stagnant. There's pride, education, there's drive, intensity, desire. They all go into becoming a good photojournalist.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever developed your own photos?
Yes.
Okay. And do you look at the structure of the photos when you take them? Like, how you format it?
Your question doesn't make any sense to me. Can you try it again?
Right.
She was wondering, do you think about the composition before you take the photo, or do you just take it and then look at the photo later on and see the composition and see that you took a good composition?
Are you guys hearing that noise?
Yeah.
Kinda.
It sounds like, okay, it's passing now. It sounds like a vacuum cleaner on top of your
Yeah.
Okay, it's gone now. No, I think before I do anything. So yes, I'm composing in advance. I can work the cameras a lot faster than you can. Yeah, is my guess. And so I'm making career decisions in milliseconds because I've done a lot of times. I've practiced that. I'm ready. You know, sometimes you'll have a lucky moment, but luck is basically when preparation meets opportunity, and you have to be able to capitalize on it.